Pacific Northwest, there's one name that I think a lot of us think about when it comes to airplanes, and that's Boeing. So Boeing actually figures into making women's lives better in some way. Ramona, tell us about that.
Well, historically, of course, during the war, women were the workforce, and they built these airplanes, the B-17s, and Boeing was one of the first companies actually to provide pay equity during the wartime, and they provided food stamps and other benefits. It's interesting that they provided pay equity then, and we're still having that conversation today.
Yeah, true. Well, we can applaud the Boeing company for sure. Now, today is an exciting day with the B-17. Sometimes we hear about vintage planes coming into Victoria. Does it happen often here at the Victoria Flying Club?
We're lucky. We get a bunch of planes a couple of times a year because we have an open house. So we have a number of members who bring their planes over. Our field is, you don't see them generally on the field, but hiding in the hangars back there are a lot of vintage aircraft.
Of money these guys spend to look after these airplanes and keep the heritage, and I'm an Air Force vet, and that's just phenomenal. You gotta love it.
What an amazing experience. How did you feel?
That was a terrific experience. What a riot. I'd go up and do that again in a minute. The pilot was phenomenal. She's a lady. She was absolutely terrific. It was a fabulous flight. Sitting in the front in the bombardier section, out of this world. If anybody gets a chance, take advantage of it. This is terrific. They're a wonderful, wonderful team.
That's super. And what did you think about your ride? First of all, I should ask, have you been in other planes?
I am, yeah. I'm a pilot. I'm a student here at Victoria Flying Club. I thought it was fantastic as well. Even from a perspective, I'm a young Army veteran, so sort of putting my mind where all those guys that served overseas, and I mean, there's not much room in that airplane. It's pretty tight, and I can imagine about 30,000 feet, it'd probably be pretty cold.
Every time these young men get onto these planes, they never knew they were coming back. So to experience that and feel the vibrations, feel the shaking, the roar of the engines, the wind rushing over the canopies. I'm sorry, I just don't have the words to describe how wonderful that is. It's a lifetime experience, and if you get a chance, don't pass up on something like this. They're amazing, just amazing pieces of mechanics, amazing piece of history, and the people who flew in them, they're even more amazing than that.
You were a female and you were at the controls there of the B-17. How incredible is that?
It's pretty amazing. I mean, they flew them in the war as, to help the war efforts, so I'm not the first.
Do you feel any connection to those World War II pilots when you're at the controls?
Oh, you have to. You have to just think about what they were going through, and for so many of them, it was the first time away from home, and the average age of the crew member was 19 years and 7 months.
What does it feel like to fly this plane as compared to other planes?
Well, my husband says it's best, just like driving a cement truck without power steering. There's nothing augmenting any of your actions, so it's all just muscle.
Now, coming up on the program, we're going to find out about challenges in playing baseball.
And the only rule they truly enforce is inclusion. Everyone gets to play.